Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm Siobhan and I'm the research specialist with Lipedema Simplified. As you can see, it is just me today. Catherine had other obligations to take care of. You might also see there's a box right behind my head because I am moving soon. But yes, so if you're here and watching, please go ahead and put in the chat what the weather's like, what you had for breakfast, or any questions or anything like that. But for the time being, we do have a couple things that are coming up, and some of them are coming up pretty quickly. So for me here, it is bright and sunny and blue skies in Colorado. And that is good. I'm hoping to spend some time out in the sun this weekend before focusing some more on packing up the last remnants of stuff. I keep packing and packing and packing, and there's always more stuff to pack, but I think I'm finally reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. And then come May, I'll be unpacking and unpacking and unpacking as it goes. So, for the stuff that is coming up, the first thing is going to be on May 1st, actually. So May 1st is going to be our book launch. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat. And this is going to be a bunch of the authors of our, well, I almost said upcoming, but our book that is already out, the first medical textbook for lipedema. And so we're going to be hosting an event to have a lot of the speakers, including myself, and then also hosted by Catherine, just to hear some things on the upcoming chapters and what's in there and have a great discussion and a good old time. So let's see. Andrea says hot and dry in Georgia. Excellent. And Tara says hello from Pennsylvania. Hello. Hello back from Colorado. Okay, so in terms of the book launch, the first portion of it is going to be free. So if you want to check it out first, you can have that preview. But if you've already purchased the textbook, you can just put your receipt in the sign-up page. I've put it in the chat. You can put your receipt in the sign-up page, and then you'll get access to the entire thing. Alternatively, you can also purchase it separately. And let me actually open it up so I can give you accurate information. But basically, there's two options for access. One of them is buying the book, which is obviously preferable because then you get the book and access. But then the other one is just access. So, but you can save your seat for free to get that first portion of it on the link in the chat. It's just learn.lipedema-simplified.org/launch. So learn.lipedema-simplified.org/launch. And you can get an overview of what is available there as well. And then if you want the premium access for the full thing, and that also comes with premium Q&A as well, which if you've ever attended our events, like the one we had last weekend, you know a lot of good stuff goes on in those premium Q&A sessions. We tend to dive pretty deep. So once you register, you'll have the access to upgrade if you would like to, and that includes through just purchasing the textbook. And then we do have more coming up. So the next thing that is going to come up is the CSIG, the Coaching Special Interest Group. So for those of you who are not aware, this past weekend we had our spring event where we focused all on nutrition and lipedema and metabolic health, and we actually covered a lot of topics. So we talked about gut health and intestinal permeability and fasting and holistic care and mindset and psychiatric care and mental health and all sorts of different things. but we also wanted to offer an opportunity to take that information that you learned from the event and then start integrating it in, and that is why we do these coaching special interest groups. So this one, as you might imagine, is going to focus all about nutrition. So it is going to start off first with a webinar. And that is going to be on May 3rd. So that's going to be Sunday. And it'll be from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we don't currently have a link for that to sign up yet, but that is going to be a free webinar. So you'll want to save the date and just keep an eye out for that link upcoming. And the title of that one is going to be Finally Making Sense of It, Why Keto Progress Feels So Hard with Lipedema and How to Change That. And then for the CSIG itself, it's still in early bird special. So that's going to be $100 off. So it's going to be $197, and that's going to be for a full month. So the lessons, where we'll have presentations from myself, Leslyn, Carrie Reedy, and then we'll have a special guest, Susie, with Switch. Those sessions are going to be May 4th, May 11th, and May 18th, with a bonus session on May 29th. So throughout the entirety of May, we're going to have stuff going on for this. And then the coaching sessions, where everybody can get together, talk about how it's going, the progress that they're making, if they're having any trouble, ask questions, get advice, all of that stuff is going to be May 8th, May 15th, and May 22nd. So that's going to be on Mondays for the content, and then Fridays for the coaching. And this CSIG is called Keto Made Doable, a supportive path to consistency and progress. So I'll go ahead and put the sign up for that in the chat as well. So you can take a look at it, and then you can see on that page the different content and what we'll be covering, basically. Also, I should mention, in terms of the textbook, if you have not taken a look at it yet, or haven't bought it yet, basically, I'll put the link for that in the chat as well, because that goes with the May 1st book launch. And you may want to grab a digital copy or reserve your copy before that launch, so that you have a better idea of questions to ask and a better idea of what kind of content we'll have at that event. Yeah, and that is pretty much the main stuff. So May 1st is going to be the book launch for the textbook. That is going to be a free event mainly, but then there also is some premium content for deep diving in the Q&A and additional content for that as well. And then on May 3rd, on Sunday, we're going to have the webinar introducing the CSIG, so that you can have some intro content to make sure you're interested before you sign up. And even if you don't intend to sign up, the webinars are often really great and informative just in themselves. So I would recommend signing up. And then once we have the link for that webinar coming up on May 3rd, even if you can't attend, just like all our other free webinars, just go ahead and sign up anyway, because we'll always send out the recordings afterwards if you can't be there live. And then the CSIG program starts on May 4th, so just the day after that, and then it'll continue all the way through May 29th. So even though we have a bunch of stuff that we've already done in terms of the event and the book and all this other stuff, we have yet more stuff that is going on. So in terms of the event last weekend, it went really great. There was just so much great discussion and just further avenues where we still have to explore with lipedema, like things like gut health. One conversation we had a lot is, let's say you have done low carb, or you have done keto or carnivore, and your symptoms are still there. Like, clearly there's something else going on there. And we talked a lot about just different things to explore in relation to that. So potentially it could be something like maybe you're getting derailed by carbohydrate addiction, or, through the kind of mindset aspect of it, of trying to get your mind prepared to change. Or maybe it is an underlying health issue, like we had Brian Linskus talking about dysbiosis, basically. So gut bacteria that is not where it should be, that's interfering with progress, or intestinal permeability or leaky gut that he's been measuring in his patients, and doing this protocol with them to help get them back to better health. And I've actually used his same protocol with some of my family members who had long running gut issues that were just not resolving with diet alone. And it actually helped them. So that's the reason I reached out to him as soon as I saw his presentation and said, hey, we want you to speak in our community to share this information, because it is so important. We also talked about thyroid health, which is always super important with lipedema. Some of the estimates are around 30% of individuals with lipedema have some form of hypothyroidism, either autoimmune related or not. And again, like, how do you tell if there is a thyroid problem going on? How do you test? How do you interpret? What symptoms should you look for? And how do you get in contact with somebody who can help? So we had Amy Berger talking about that. We also had Megan Ramos talking about fasting. So that can also be a useful tool, even alongside ketogenic diets, or low-carb diets, or whatever other thing that you're doing, like intermittent fasting, all that type of stuff. And then we talked about a lot of stuff. We had Allie Houston and Brett Scher talking about metabolic psychiatry, a relatively new wing in the psychiatry realm where they're using metabolic therapies for things like depression. PTSD was brought up. That's currently being researched. And anxiety disorders, there's some information on that that's emerging. Schizophrenia and bipolar disorder have both been researched and are continuing to be researched. And then also eating disorders as well. So anorexia nervosa, and then Dr. Tro actually has a publication on binge eating disorder as well. So all of these things have to be taken into consideration, because you're not just somebody with lipedema, right? You're somebody with possibly multiple things going on. So we wanted to encourage people to check those out. And Anne-Marie in the chat says, hello from New Jersey. Hello back from Colorado. So usually when it's just me, it's a shorter one, because I don't know. I work better when I have somebody else here alongside me so we can chat back and forth. But the main thing is we had the event last weekend and it was great. The recordings for that, if you weren't able to attend but you wanted to purchase the recordings, we'll have the ability to do that pretty soon. Basically the team is working on putting the recordings together, and then once they're available, we'll put up a page where you can purchase them if you would like to. And then we have the book launch coming up on the 1st. And that'll be talking all about the textbook. And if you've purchased the textbook, you can get all the premium content with that for just the cost of the textbook. And then we also have the coaching special interest group all about ketogenic diets for lipedema and how to make it doable, how to actually approach in a way that's going to work for you. And that'll be coming up. The preview webinar is going to be on May 3rd, and then the actual course will start May 4th through the entirety of May. Okay, so that is all I have. I need to get back to work, and then after that, back to packing up to prepare for my move to South Dakota, which is approaching imminently. It wasn't that long ago where it's like, oh my goodness, it's going to be 3 months. This is going to take forever. And then here we are, not that far out. So I will see everybody next week, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm busy packing. And yeah, and then I'll definitely see you at the May 1st book launch, and also at the CSIG. I'll be presenting there. Okay, so I will see you guys later, but thanks so much for stopping by and for saying hello. I do really appreciate it. It helps me feel more normal doing these Facebook Lives. I've been doing them for, what, a couple of years now, and it's still, I don't know, it's fun, actually. I I like it. But okay. I hope everybody has a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world, as Catherine likes to say. And I hope everyone has a good weekend. Yeah, I think the next month is going to be really great. And as always, we are working on more things coming up in the future. So make sure to come back, and we'll keep you updated on everything we're doing and everything else that's going on in the lipedema world. There's lots of fantastic stuff, lots of research being done, lots of clinical experience coming from both lipedema specialists and now non-lipedema specialists who are taking on lipedema patients and learning with them and from them. So yeah, things are looking good, and we're learning a lot. And there's a lot more to learn, but we're working on that too. So I will see everybody next time. And thanks for stopping by and all that good stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for more things that will be coming up. And until then,